folks. Zach Elliott at Feel Free to Argue. Hope everybody's doing okay this morning. Or at least doing better than the subject of my little talk today. I'm going to talk about a guy named Warren Lilly. And I want to get something out of the way right to begin with. Warren Lilly is somebody who did something horribly, terribly wrong. Namely, he beat his wife, his estranged wife. And he did that in 2002. And for severely beating his estranged wife, he was sent to prison. So, I think everybody, including Warren Lilly, agrees that he deserved to go to prison for what he did. That's really not what's at issue. What is at issue is that at a certain point, Warren Lilly started going on hunger strikes to protest. Here, let me find this statement. Beginning in May of 2004, Lilly went on a hunger strike to protest, he said, the high rates of incarceration of blacks, nonviolent offenders, and the mentally ill. Not really that unreasonable. I mean, we do incarcerate large numbers of those people. So it's a fair thing to hunger strike about. And this has led to him being force-fed rather violently by teams of SWAT officers. Even though the judge who reviewed his case and now has ordered the State Department of Corrections to stop doing this to him, noted the following. The judge notes that Lilly has never been diagnosed with any form of mental illness. Indeed, he calls him one of the most intelligent and most competent inmates he's seen in 20 years on the bench in Dodge County, home to 4 prisons. He adds that it's certainly difficult to argue with Lilly's criticism that state prisons house too many minorities and nonviolent offenders. These feedings that he is forced to undergo are unbelievably barbaric. And I'm going to link to this article, which was in our local free paper called The Isthmus, up in the sidebar. When you go to the article, you can actually see videos taken from his sessions. Like the one in the beginning where he very calmly explains to all the officers who are surrounding him as he's strapped down naked into his chair, you know, about how this has been tried before and how they're going to be unsuccessful and welcome to the Idiots Club. And this judge had to review 3 sessions. Actually a total of 4 sessions. There were 3 sessions one day and then a breakfast feeding the following day. Each of these sessions took over 2 hours. And Lilly has the ability to basically at will counteract these feedings by forcing himself to vomit without putting a finger down his throat or anything. He has the ability now, he's developed the ability to spontaneously throw up. And he does so. Whenever anybody does this to him, like the second they're done, he just vomits it all back up again. So, the one day where he has the 3 sessions that he reviewed, the judge, whose name is Andrew Bissonette, these 3 feedings took over 6 hours. 6 hours of kind of forcefully violating this person, this human being, who was engaged in an act of conscience. So, let's go back to what I said at the beginning. I mean, there's no question that this person did something wrong, deserves to be in prison. But the question I have for everybody is, at what point does it stop being about the person who is incarcerated and it starts to be about us and our pitilessness, our unwillingness to treat this person who will be released, as a human being? Now, this person was highly functional for a long time. He actually, as a boy, went on protest marches with Dr. Martin Luther King. He graduated with a bachelor's degree and actually had enough credits for a master's degree, but never completed his thesis. He ran a computer consulting business for 20 years. So this is not just some random piece of excrement. This is a person who, for most of their life, was a fully functional member of society, whatever their flaws might be. What we're doing has an enormous cost. Well, there's just the practical cost in dollars of what we do to him. I love this part. Lilly has said he also wants to create expenses for the DOC, the Department of Corrections, which exacerbate its present financial situation. Here he has clearly succeeded. Bissonnette's calculates the cost of sending in 6-person SWAT teams to force-feed Lilly 3 times a day likely tops $400,000 a year. Elsewhere, he calls this the taxpayer's cost of violating his constitutional right to be free of unwanted medical care. What this comes down to is a fight between an individual who is trying to take a stance on a matter of principle and has said on numerous occasions that they're not interested in dying, merely in making a point. And this becomes significant because we respect the rights of other people in the greater society who say that they're doing something for perhaps religious reasons, but something which can result in harm to their person. But if they have a great enough conviction, we say that that's okay. So, I tend to view this very much as a problem in the sense that we are doing something which harms this person for no clear purpose. And what are we trying to achieve here? I'm not even sure. When the DOC writes its response papers, mostly it's talking about it has to have the right to do this. It has to have the right to prevent people from dying. And then it makes this spurious link to an inmate riot that took place after a prisoner committed suicide, alleging that the suicide itself was the reason why the people rioted, and not the fact that there had been constant allegations that this prisoner had been abused, and that basically that the prison officials had driven this person to commit suicide. So once again, I mean, it doesn't have any logical validity that this is the argument that they're making. So I think really at this point, the torture, and that's what it's called in the article, the torture of Warren Lilly is about us. It's about the pitiless nature of our society. It's about not treating these people as human beings and getting them used to being treated as animals, when eventually they're going to be thrown out in the greater society again and expected to live among us and once again respect the rules of our society. Good luck with that. This is Zach Elliott, and as always, you can feel free to argue.
Stop this! Why would you do this barbarity for 2 hours